Customized menus in WordPress. When you're in WordPress, you'll notice that you have across the top of the screen on each web page a menu. Now this one says Home, Steps to Having a Website, Domain Names, Web Page Hosting, and so on. This menu here can appear alphabetically. It can appear in a format that suits you. You can stipulate the order. You can have intentionally pages that don't appear in the menu. So for example's sake, you may choose that you don't want to contact us a page to appear in the menu. You can actually take that page out, perhaps because you may actually have contact us links all over the website. Not a good idea, but anyway, point being is that you can control how the menu looks. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a custom menu. When we create the custom menu, initially it will be blank, and so what you'll actually notice is that the menu will disappear. So let's go ahead and do that now. You look under Dashboard, come down to Appearance. Just keep in mind that this is all about the tempera theme. When you're on the website, you come to the bottom, well, this one doesn't. It actually tells you what theme you're running. So this is tempera. That's a theme that we commonly use here. Now the point is that if you want to control this menu, come down to Appearance and then come down to Menus. Now once you're logged in and you're at the menu screen, the first thing we'll need to do is create a menu. So we're going to call this Main Menu. Once I create that, we then need to say where that menu is to be displayed. Now the menu that we were looking at before, that is classified as the top menu. So let's go back here and we'll choose Manage Locations. You'll notice that the primary navigation, or the top menu, is actually what it's called. The primary navigation is currently nothing. If we go back here and we go refresh, you'll notice then that there is nothing. Oops. We need to choose Main Menu first, then save it. Now the main menu is blank at the moment, so what you'll notice is there is no menu. So now what we're going to do is come back to the main menu and we're going to edit that menu. Generally speaking, if you go View All on the left hand side, it will actually show you each and every single page which is part of your website. Now in some cases you'll have lots and lots of subpages. You may or may not want them to all appear because there may not be enough room across the top of the page. This website doesn't have that problem, but we're going to simulate it. So watch for this. We'll click on Select All and Add to Menu. On the right hand side in a few moments you'll have the menu. Now let's presume that we wanted Contact Us to be a sub-page of domain names. It doesn't make any sense to do that at this stage. It's simply showing you how to do a sub-page, and you'll see what a sub-page is in a moment. So we move Contact Us to not the very beginning. You'll notice there's dotted lines, but we go to the right slightly and it becomes a sub-page. We'll make Web Page Hosting also a sub-page. Move it to the right slightly. And WordPress, we want to make that a sub of Website Hosting. So you can have subs within subs. This will make sense in a few moments. We save that. And we come back and we'll refresh our page. Now what we have is, unlike before, we've now got that little arrow. You'll notice there where the mouse is, there's a little arrow. And when we hover the mouse over, it drops down. Contact Us is a sub-page of domain names. Under Web Page Hosting, WordPress is a sub-page of Web Page Hosting, and Web Page Hosting is a sub-page of domain names. Now doing this, there's a benefit, because if your line items up the top are way too long, it will double thick up, it'll look terrible. So by creating a menu across the top, by having pages which you can then say this is a subtopic of another topic, you can actually control how wide your page is. Now let's have a look. We'll decide, well, I don't want Contact Us there anymore under domains. I simply want it to be on its own. It is simply a matter of dragging it to the bottom. Make sure that it's on the left. You'll notice that little box appearing. Let it go. These, we don't want them to be a sub-page anymore. Bring them to the left. Bring that one to the left. And then before we save it, have a look at the order. You may want to control the order. In this case, I want home, steps to having a website, domain names, website hosting, WordPress, web page design, search engine optimization, social media, and contact us. So I've put the menu back. In a moment, we're going to edit an individual line. So just save this first, then have a look. And when we come back, the menu will be back. It'll be wider, and all of those line items will be in place. When you click on Contact Us, you notice the page that you go to is actually called Contact Us up the top here. So generally speaking, any page that's labeled as something, you'll find that the address will generally match. Now, let's have a look at it. Instead of saying home, we'll say go home. But we don't want the actual reference to change. See, this is the home page. This is just the text. So what we'll do is we'll say go home, go a little bit further, we'll say go home for dinner. Now the point is we're changing the name of the text link, but not the name of the page that it's going to. So we can actually control what the label is on the button. Now we come back, and you'll notice this will change. It says go home for dinner. So we'll put that back the way it should, open up the custom link, and just change it to home. And then we can save that. Now, a link to your web page, you'll notice it says custom link or page link. Generally, you won't get a link to itself, and that's why you have the home button. The point of the home button is your main page is what we call presentation page. It has these things which are called cry out boxes or cry out widgets. They cry out because they're there to put a message across and literally throw something in your face as such. So anybody looking at your page would see that and go, oh, what's that all about? And hopefully click it and find out more information about you. So having a button up the top, what you'll notice is those buttons will generally link to pages on your website. But you may want to have those buttons linking externally, which is what we spoke about before. So what we'll do is we'll create a custom link. And this one, we'll link it to Google. And we'll call the link, let's call it Google. And we'll add that to the menu. When you add a button to the menu, it generally appears down the bottom. You can move it anywhere you want. Let's just move it one up just for the exercise. And then we'll save that. When we come back and refresh, you'll notice we now have Google. Now, what I was talking about before was having the menu too long. I'm going to intentionally create a link which is really long. And the point being is I want to show you how it pushes the web page down. So that should be enough to actually make the web page drop somewhat. The menu will be too wide for the top of the screen. We refresh that. You'll see it's dropped down. And that's not always attractive, depending on whether you're running a tablet or a phone or a widescreen or whatever it is that you're on. It can really mess up the way the page looks. So you may have a page which in essence is a very long name, search engine optimization for your website or something, and you just want it abbreviated. So you want the name of the page to stay the same so that Google picks up on the full title, but you may only want the link to be a shorter link. So we'll go back here, we'll edit that. The link will stay the same, but the wording, we adjust that, and we save that. And then we come back and you can have a look again how that name, it's not what I was expecting. The name itself will actually change. There we go, we're just back to Google. Now of course that's a button we don't really want, it was only for demonstrational purposes, so this time we can click on that to open up that button, and we can literally remove that button completely and then save again. So there you have it. That's how you have a custom menu. You can control the order simply by dragging and dropping. I'm quite happy with the order that that's in. It generally has a natural flow. When you get a website name, the first thing you need is a domain name, then you need to organize your hosting, then you need an account in WordPress, then you design it, and so on. There's a natural flow. So generally, depending on your choices, you kind of have a menu in the same sort of layout. Try and have a natural flow to it. That is how you do a custom menu.